Good morning, YouTube. This is Corporate America News. This is your host, Christopher Bernard. Let me stop. Good morning, Professor. Welcome to the final component of my research paper, the oral presentation. As you can see, I'm at home with Baby Yoda in the background and Iron Man and Cap. They're championing me on to hit the final stretch and finish this paper. So let's get into the research. My topic was the COVID-19 pandemic and how it has changed the work landscape of corporate America. During my research, I wanted to learn how has it changed corporate America, right? How has it affected employees, employers in this landscape? And my research methods I utilized was the Monroe Library, also websites via CNBC, Forbes Magazine, Pure Research to kind of show and kind of guide me. What I learned was the technology infrastructure completely changed, right? March of 2020, the pandemic hit, we had lockdowns, we had shutdowns, and the technology infrastructure changed radically, right? The implementing of laptop hardware to have people work remotely, the design of and implementation of collaborative applications like Zoom, like Microsoft Teams, to keep not only employees connected with other employees, with direct employers, but also communication with external parties, because the business have to keep going, right? The money has to keep coming in, right? You can't stop. We understand it's a global pandemic, but it needed to keep going. Companies needed to be profitable within the pandemic. What also I learned from more research is we all work from home 2 years or close to it, right? At least most companies, a year and a half into it. And then companies wanted you to come back. Employees feared the commute. They didn't want to commute. Look, Professor, you've probably commuted for years to the college, haven't had to do it for 2 years, but still was able to get the work done, still was able to reach out to your students. You were still able to communicate. You're probably asking yourself, why do I need to commute how many hours to the school? You know, you want that closeness, you want to build that or be a part of that Monroe culture, same as companies, but you still want more of a balance, right? So to say, a work-life balance, right? That was the biggest thing, and why we've seen eye-popping numbers. 4.5 million employees quit because of the Great Resignation. You didn't want to go back to the same old 12-hour days, commuting to and from work, working 9 hours in the office. You were done. You were tired. You were frustrated. And other companies seized the opportunity to steal and poach talent, offering them more remote work, because they even seen things still got done. And that was the most important part. So we've seen a huge migration of employees moving on, saying, if you can't work for me, it's time for me to move on. And they all left in droves. And because of this, we've seen a rapid and a radical shift to work dynamics. We've seen incentive-based and also hybrid. Hybrid became huge, exploded after the pandemic, right? We had hybrid work before, but it was for the few, for the affluent, right? For people of more of status, you know, college graduate, people of high profile. But now hybrid went all the way down on every level to anyone. It was offered to everyone, to all workforces. Apple, Microsoft, all these big companies noticed that their talent needed to also be happy with the balance of work-life integration, right? So you see more of hybrid work, more of that model, more of the remote model. And that's what I really took from my presentation, my research, right? Two things is the most important: work-life integration and time. You want to be able to work and also integrate life to your job. There was no questions about it. I can get things done throughout the day, but I have the opportunity and time to take care of other things. If you're taking care of an elderly senior citizen, if you're taking care of a child, if you're taking care of a loved one, you were able to do so in time. People didn't want to waste any time anymore. Commuting back and forth 2-3 hours, that's 6 hours in a day. That's wasted time. You could have been working, you could have been doing things, you could have been living your life. And those two things I really took away from my research. But I don't want to kind of keep going. Everybody want to enjoy their Sunday. Get out there. It's beautiful. It's nice outside. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, this platform to present my oral presentation, and like and subscribe since this is on YouTube. And I'll see you later.